Alright, let's get this Sailorman going. You'll have to excuse my thumbs and my fingers. I was just finished engineering my Lamborghini. You know, after every fix, one would want to drink a beer. Make them feel more like a man. But not me. I hate the taste of liquor so much. We're not gonna have that. I like to draw instead. Now Popeye has a very thin neck, but a very large head. We gotta make sure of that. I would give him broad shoulders, but you see Sager didn't really give him these kind of shoulders. Now first we always gotta start with our, I like to call them tube men. Yeah, he has a very thin, lanky body too. You wouldn't think he would have any muscle in that. But it all went into his arms. Oops. Now yes, this human body seems very proportioned, but we all know Popeye. He's not very proportional. In the slightest. Let's just give him some boxers. We'll erase them later. Let's raise this leg up. Make him almost jump at you. Actually, yeah, let's change that. We're going to draw him punching the camera almost. Imagine you're a Bluto. I gotta settle down on that other leg. It's awfully large. Right. There we go. Almost done. Make sure you get your handy eraser paintbrush. Soon we change his arms. Oh yeah. Yeah. Draw a big fist. Sure we got that. Big forearm. Actually, if you see a real punch, one side of the body is way back. So yeah, let's fix those shoulders. His forearm and then his fist. Here we go. Let me zoom out a little bit. Alright, now hands got to be first. You gotta imagine. It's gotta hurt. Although Popeye takes pain very, very well. That's what I strive to do. Never show your enemy your invulnerability, right? In a fight. Yeah, nice. Ooh. Just kind of draw a very foreshortened tattoo of an anchor, I guess. Never knew what that was. Not sure, we'll draw on that part of the hand. And then now to the body. Just give him that anime schoolgirl uniform. I read up one time that was adapted from the English Navy. And English schoolboy uniform. Mine looks very cute back then. Not so much now. Oops, we didn't follow the shoulders we gave him. Actually, yeah, that looks better. Now he doesn't have an Adam's apple. That's odd. Easier to draw, I guess. So what do we know about E.C. Seeger? He died awfully young. Very, very sad for him. Died so long before. Please excuse that. My dog's insane. He died significantly before he would see his own character grow popular. Even for the time. Ooh. You gotta make sure. Doesn't look very weird, very good. Let's lower that a bit. Why don't we? Fantastic. Looks a little better. I wonder if he talks to the sailor he based Popeye off of. Forgot his name. Frank something, I think. Popeye doesn't drink much in the cartoons. Except for in that one where the very early one where he went to Mexico. But that's about it. Don't want to make him fat now. You know what? Let's give him a spinach can in this hand. How about the spinach can inclusion? I wonder if that was because of educational censors back then. You know, they love to do all that. Give them lessons. So like Sonic says, you know. This is one of the rare times where something good came out of that. I'd say crushed it, yeah. He just finished it. Let's erase a little bit of that. Get these crumbs out of here. Yeah. See? I wonder if he uses a P38 can opener. I've been watching some MRE videos. So I'm all about that right now. Ooh, his body's a little shorter than he was drawn. There we go. No, before Superman, before Goku, Popeye was in my life. The first fighting badass. And really the first ever fighting cartoon character. Well, comic character, but from what I've seen, the fighting didn't really come in until the cartoons made that more obvious. Ooh, I gave him girly legs. Can't have that. Now, what do we do? Alright. There we go. Going back on the subject of all those. Oh, gotta give him some kneecaps. His bulging kneecaps. Fantastic. Gotta cut that out. Alright, back on the subject. Really, Popeye was the inspiration of every cartoon fighter, pretty much, especially in Japan. Oh man, did Japan love Popeye. Or at least it really seems like it, because a lot of the tropes in the comic they used in their animation, in their own cartoons. Like, you know, the joke, someone does something dumb, and someone jumps back or falls over, and you see their feet or shoes only. That had to have resulted from Popeye, because I believe well, I'll find out later. Oh, here it is. Yeah, even before anime was created, way back in 1954, there was a comic. Bud Savgendorf had been drawing it by now. And you see Olive Oil just jumping back. I don't your feet. Here, I'll show you real fast. See? Blah, 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 blah. Real funny. That was all over anime back then, right? And then going back to Dragon Ball, you know, everyone gets a power-up when the fighting becomes drastic and desperate. Victory doesn't seem at hand. They pull something out of their behind, and they get super powerful. Just like that spinach, right? Ooh, that die's a little too pardon. Can't to work with all that. Eraser crumbs. Nasty. Beautiful. Let's give him a fly. Sure. I don't want to focus too much on that. This is a cartoon character for kids. It's a family-friendly show. For now. That's the thing about these kneecaps. You don't know whether to sink them in or pop them out. That sounds painful, but... You see Seeger, man. He and Dr. Seuss. Very, 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 very unique art styles. Excuse me. What an inspiration. I do feel a little bad that these are the cartoons that really made Popeye famous, not really the comic strips. Well, they're more like books. They're pretty lengthy. No, I don't want to give him flat shoes, but that's how he was drawn. Alright. Yeah, that looks like Popeye, right? Maybe slim this part down. Should we add wind lines? Yeah, sure. Fantastic. Now, I don't mean to get too political. Politics is very much something I don't want to have in my videos at all. But I think back then, should I go on with this? No, all I just said, all I want to say is, Popeye was a lot more forward-thinking than people think. Especially at the times. Like, vastly over-exaggerated, in my opinion. With that big cleft. As you have Peter Griffin. Maybe that's where... What's his Seth MacFarlane got the idea for that chin. Too bad you can't actually draw these characters. Just has to use flash animation. Oh well. Let me see. Now going back to that subject I very clumsily tried to juggle. Did you ever see that episode where he tried to teach Olive Oil how to defend herself. And he can't be everywhere all the time. Actually, his was far bigger than that. Fantastic. In 20 minutes. Insane. I should send to speed things up. What a confusing thing that Shin is. You know, Olive Oil wasn't just some... wasn't just someone for him to save. Those forehead wrinkles. Don't forget those. He's an old... Well, he smokes a lot. He must look pretty old. Gotta give him those crow's feet. Yeah, let's give him that kind of forehead. He tried to teach her self-defense. She joined in the fight one time when him and Bluto were fighting. Remember, that's a corncob pipe, not a briarwood pipe. Gotta get that right. Gotta make that. Actually, yeah, that's alright. So what is it about Popeye's injury? Apparently he got it from a fight he had on deck. With what, some random sailor, the cook? Made his eye pop out and it's pretty gruesome. Yeah, you know what, that stem's a little too thick. That's crazy. There we go. In what way would you have to punch someone in order to permanently damage their eye that badly? Well, I'd say permanently, but Hanna-Barbera clearly didn't care about that. Gave him both eyes. That worked properly. He just randomly closed this one for no reason. Alright. Does he have hair sticking out? Sure he does. Yeah, he does. Fantastic. Oops. I had an oopsie. I was looking at two different images of Popeye. That looks like Popeye, right? Maybe? Nah. Hold on. Should we give him smoke? I say the smoke's sharding out. Sharding out. Because he's rushing at you so fast. Let's simplify those folds in the clothing. Next time, maybe next time, we'll ink it. My name may be Sketchin' Man, but I ink and color as well. There we go. Blow me down. I apologize for that.